Okay, so when you get into the world of shooting in log, you're going to come across LUTs. And what LUTs should I buy? What LUTs are best for what cameras? And while a lot of people have mixed feelings about LUTs and whether or not you should just create your own LUTs and learn how to color grade, I do think that there is a lot of value in having a couple of really good LUTs that you can rely on. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump on the computer. I'm going to show you a couple of the LUTs that I have been using over the past months, years, however long it's been. And I'm going to just play some clips. That way you guys can kind of see what it looks like on the Sony S-Log3 footage. Most of them were all shot with the Sony A7IV in S-Log3. So you can make your own decision based on that. I am here in the computer now, and I have all my clips basically lined up in the timeline, and I have a adjustment layer for each LUT, and I have them labeled as each one. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the clips play all the way through with no LUT on it at all, and then I'm going to start with the Phantom LUT, the RE neutral, then I'm going to go to the Cam natural, and then I'm going to go to the Gamut.io base starting grade LUT. What I tried to do was get a bunch of clips from a bunch of different scenarios, different types of lighting, different mixed lighting, harsh lighting, flat lighting, overcast. So hopefully you can get a good feeling of what the LUTs look like on these. So we're going to go ahead and start by playing through all the way through without any LUTs on it whatsoever. So these were almost all of these were shot on the Sony A7IV in the S-Log3 profile. Some of these were actually 1080p files. Some of them are 4K. All right, so this is my final clip there. We are going to start with the Phantom LUT, the RE neutral, which is pretty much my go-to LUT at the moment. I really like it as a base starting, and a lot of times I don't even have to do anything to it. I just put it on there because I like a softer look anyway. So we'll start with that. And that is this here. This is no adjustments made whatsoever. All I'm doing is literally just putting an adjustment layer over top of them and letting it play. Here we go. You can see it's pretty even. It's handling the highlights and the shadows pretty well. Some side lighting here, as you can see. Harsh side lighting. Then we got an interior, and on this clip, as you can see, there is a bit of a yellow light coming from the kitchen shining over to here. So I just wanted to show you guys how it handles that. This is a window light, obviously, just sort of a single light source situation. This is a more even, sort of in the shade. This is another harsh side lighting type situation. And finally, this was an overcast day, so you can kind of see what's going on there. So yeah, that is the Phantom LUTs. These are pretty much my go-to LUTs at the moment, but I have been messing with these other two, and I think that they are great as well, depending on what situation, what you needed. Okay, so if you are not familiar with these next LUTs, it is a YouTube creator named Cameron Mackey. I would definitely check out his channel. He has a lot of great content on there, and he just put out these LUTs, and I bought them instantly because I've always loved his color. I've always loved the way that he approaches color grading, and it just so happens that he now shoots with Sony, so he put out this S-Log3 LUT pack, and I really like it. I think it's great. I'll just go ahead and turn this on, and I'm going to let it play through for you. As you can see, there's a little more contrast, maybe a tad more saturation, and he really plays with the dynamic range that you can get from the Sony cameras. As you can see, the blacks are a little bit more crushed. I would say that this is more of a final look LUT. This is kind of like what the end is probably going to look like. So highly recommend these Cam Natural LUTs if you're looking for a more finished look. And they also have a bunch of other ones, like he does a couple of like film looks and other looks that he kind of messes with on his channel. So highly recommend that. I will link that in the description as well as all the other LUTs. Last but not least, the company Gamut actually reached out to me and sent me these for free, just for me to test out. They didn't ask me to do any video or anything like that. They just asked if I was interested in looking at them. And I'll just do the same thing. I'm going to let this play through. Instantly, as you can see, this is the least contrasty and least saturated of the bunch. And depending on what you're looking for, this might be the best fit for you. I'd recommend probably if you're a person who likes using LUTs a lot as a base, and you're going to do a lot more color grading after the fact, this might be the best starting point LUT. It has the least amount of contrast, as you can see. As it sits right now, I still like using the Phantom LUTs, and I'm assuming that it's just a personal thing that I'm just so used to using them. I've used them for quite a while now. I used them when I was shooting on the A7S2. I used it on the A7IV when I would shoot S-Log. But I'm trying to branch out and kind of use other LUTs. I'm going to show you guys the set of clips, full screen. Just let them play back to back so you can see each one. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it. Please consider subscribing. I'm going to be having a lot more tests and a lot of fun things coming up here soon. I'm looking to build a cool community here, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. All right, see you guys in the next one.